How's she going, boys? Mike here. Welcome back to Grampy's workshop, or today, Grampy's wood house. It's that time of year, boys, where we got to start putting our wood away if we want to stay warm this winter. So this is my wood house. It's 10 feet by 10 feet, so I can get the better part of 4 cord in here, 5 cord if I really pack it tight, because it's well, it's 8 feet for the most part, but higher than that in places. High. So that's what I'm up to today, is moving wood. So I've got 2 rows here that are about, well, they're 10 feet long, and they're about 7 feet tall, I'm going to say. They were 8 when I packed them in there 2 years ago, but they shrunk, dried, and whatnot. So that's 2 rows, 7 feet tall, 10 feet long. So that's about a cord, maybe almost cord and 3/4. Okay, I'll pretend I'm selling it, so I'm saying it's a cord and 3/4. Well, actually, if I was selling it, I'd say, hey, there's 2 cord there, buddy. Oh yeah, I have to take into account this. This stuff here is just about 4 feet high, and it's about 6 feet long. So, oh, you can't see that. Wait till I just show you that row. This row out front. Just one sec. I'm going to grab hold of the camera and just show you around here. It's pretty dark in here, so I hope you can see. There, just turn the light on. Doesn't that make a big difference? But anyway, there's the pile I was just talking about. It's about 4 feet high, 6 feet long. So that's, well, there's about a cord there, and then maybe, well, like I say, 3/4 of a cord. So I'm going to say 1 3/4 cord in here. But like, if I were selling it, if I was selling this wood, it would be 2 cords. So, you know, that's the way that goes. And then up here in the corner, I just have a little shelf that I built in the corner there, and I just use that for putting splits on. So whenever I get a nice, when I'm pulling my wood in, put in the wood box up on the deck by the barn, by the camp I mean, if I find a nice clear straight piece, then I'll keep that aside and I'll cut that into splits, put it up here. And in order to cut it into splits, come on out here, I'll show you. Around back of the wood house. Where do I uncover this? So this behind the wood house, behind the barn actually, quite some time ago, I'm going to say, I bet you 10 years ago, I bought this electric log splitter. It says it's rated for 5 tons, and it's got about a 24-inch stroke, but I cut my wood 16 inches, so I put a little block in there. Shortens the stroke a little bit. And it cuts, this splits wood like you wouldn't believe. I haven't put a piece of wood on there yet that it wouldn't split. And I ain't lying about that, because I had a piece of willow one time, and it was wet and green, and you know what willow's like, stringy as hell and twisty. Anyway, I put that on here on this splitter, and although the knife is only about 5 inches tall, the knife here, and I don't sharpen it, but it's only about 5 inches tall, it dug into that willow, and it moaned and groaned, and it stalled, and then I'd let the pressure off, and I'd flip it to the other side and cut it. So it stalled 2 or 3 times, but it finally did get through that willow, and it was about 20 inches in diameter. So she's quite a splitter. The only thing, though, about this splitter is it's slow. It's a very slow cycle time, and then you have to wait for it to recoil before you can put your next piece in. One of the safety features of this, of course, is you need 2 hands to run it. That's the hydraulics, and then the button here, right here, to run the motor. So you need 2 hands to run it. So I find, like, if I'm splitting, especially if I'm making splits in the winter time when the wood is frozen, I'll put my piece on here, and as I'm splitting it, it'll split apart. Some of it will fly up here against the side of the barn, but the other stuff flies a long ways away, so I have to go chase it. So what I did to try to combat that was I made this little thing. Nothing fancy. Just a little kind of a fence that I hang down in there. So when I split, and I only use this when I'm doing splits, so the split wood will come against that and not go flying across the yard, so I don't have to chase it. Anyways, so that's my little electric log splitter. I also have a gas log splitter, and that's in the shed over there. And I'll be using that later on to split my other wood that's getting ready for winter after next. Okay, I have my wood shed, my wood house here. I built it on the side of the barn, and it's, like I said, it was 10 by 10, and I wanted it to have good airflow, so I just put lattice on it, just the pressure treated lattice, and it wasn't the privacy lattice. It was just open weave lattice, and that works good for getting airflow in there. It also works good for getting squirrels in there, because it seems like it's a squirrel hotel, and that is not ideal. Also, the snow gets in there. When it snows in the winter and it snows and blows and whatnot, the snow drifts in through that lattice just as slick as anything, and it covers my wood. So then I have to clean my wood, and well, it's just not the best. So I'm thinking what I might do is put siding on this at some point. I don't know when. Whenever the old age pension check comes in, I guess. I've got a bunch of wood over in the side yard there that's cut and split about probably 2 cord. I hope to get that 2 cord piled in here, and that'll be for not this winter but next winter, so it's good and dry. So part of the wood series, I guess, continuing saga of doing wood, because it's heating season time. I'm going to load this wood into my carrier and take it over to the wood house. Carrier works good for this because it's a good height. It cuts way back on the bending. I like that. So that's how we do it. Do this until the carrier is filled, take it to the wood house and unload it. So we'll check back later. So we can get quite a jag of wood on that carrier. That carrier is about 42 inches tall and 36 inches deep. So there's 2 rows. So when I made it, I kind of figured it would be 1/4 of a cord. So anyway, there you go. So there, a couple of days work, because I took my time, and it's dark in here, even with the light on. But anyway, there's my wood house. She's filled with wood, so I'm going to be warm this winter. So I had 5 rows piled over the other side of the yard. They were probably 8 feet long, and well, I stacked them 4 feet high 2 years ago, but they shrunk. So I figured I had 2.5 cord there. So all told, in this shed, there's probably 5 cord right now, and I'll burn probably half of that this winter. All right. So I hope you enjoyed my putting my wood away video. And I sweat a lot when I was putting that wood in there, so I hope that means there's lots of warmth in it. Dactyls.